Grace and peace to you. Welcome to Morning Watch. I'm Rob, one of the pastors here at White Plains. Glad to have you with us today. Here we go. This is where we gather for a song and a thought for the day. So glad you're with us whenever you're watching. Good morning, Robin. Morning, Terry. Morning, Florida. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing and liking and all of that stuff. Let's begin our time together by going to God in prayer. I watch this morning for the light that the darkness has not overcome. I watch for the fire that was in the beginning and that burns still in the brilliance of the rising sun. I watch for the glow of life that gleams in the growing earth and glistens in sea and sky. I watch for your light, O God, in the eyes of every living creature and in the ever-living flame of my own soul. If the grace of seeing were mine this day, I would glimpse you in all that lives. Grant me that grace of seeing this day. Grant me the grace of seeing. Amen and amen. Well, happy Wednesday to you. For today's song, I thought I've been on a bit of a Waterboys kick. You know, Church Not Made with Hands is one of their songs that I've done a lot here. But it's an amazing Irish band, and you know, sometimes we stop paying attention to bands, but they don't stop making music. And I recently discovered that Mike Scott of the Waterboys has been putting out some pretty amazing albums over the past few years, including a concept album about the life of Dennis Hopper. That's kind of interesting. But this is an old song, probably their biggest hit, or one of the closest things they ever came to a hit, called The Hole of the Moon. And it's written about an inspirational figure. A lot of speculation about, the key line is, I saw the crescent. And there was a beautiful crescent moon last night. That's one reason I thought of this song, and also today's reading. Morning, Keith. So, the chorus is, I saw the crescent, but you saw the whole of the moon. So there are people in our lives and in history that just see things, visionaries. People often thought this song was about Prince because he wrote a line that said, not in the song, but wrote a line on the liner note that said, Prince, you, with the letter U, like Prince would write his U, Y-O-U as you. You saw the hole in the moon. But he's denied, that it's about Prince specifically, and rather that it could just be about any visionary figure, from C.S. Lewis, he mentions, to Jimi Hendrix. So if there's someone you think is inspirational, you can sort of put these lyrics toward them. Hey, Vernon. All right, Hole of the Moon by the Waterboys. I pictured a rainbow. You held it in your hands. I had flashes, but you saw the plan. I wandered out in the world for years, while you just stayed in your room. I saw the crescent, but you saw the whole of the moon. The whole of the moon. You were there in the turnstiles with the wind at your grounded while you filled the skies. I was dumbfounded by truths, but you cut through lies. I saw the rain dirty valley, and you saw Brigadoon. I saw the crescent, but you saw the whole of the moon. The whole of the moon. I spoke about wings, but you just flew. I wondered, I guessed, and I tried, but you just knew. I sighed, but you swooned. I saw the crescent, you saw the whole of the moon. The whole of the moon. With a torch in your pocket and the wind at your heels, you climbed on a ladder, and you know how it feels to get too high, too far, too soon. You saw the whole of the moon. The whole of the moon. Hey, yeah. Well, unicorns and cannonballs and palaces and piers, trumpets, cowards, tenements, wide oceans full of tears, flags, rides, ferry boats, and scimitars and scars, every precious dream and vision underneath the stars. Yes, you climbed on the ladder with the wind in your sails. You came on like a comet, blazing your trail. Too high, too far, too soon. You saw the whole of the moon. The whole of the There you go. So as you consider who might be the visionary figure that you think of, I always thought the song was about Albert Einstein for some reason. Right? Today's little essay out of This I Believe is about parenting. And I think that's how I wanted to apply this song, was to think about our parents. If we're blessed enough to have parents or people like parents in our lives, people who influence us and take care of us. I know those of y'all on this morning that I can see have parents in that way. It's written by Benjamin Carson. If y'all remember Dr. Ben Carson, he was a famed neurosurgeon. Had some controversy later in his life, but this is a beautiful essay. It says, there is no job more important than parenting. He writes, the simplest way to say it is this: I believe in my mother. My belief began when I was just a kid. I dreamed of becoming a doctor. My mother was domestic. Through her work, she observed that successful people spend a lot more time reading than they did watching television. So she announced that my brother and I could only watch 2 to 3 pre-selected TV programs during the week. And with our free time, we had to read 2 books each from the Detroit Public Library and submit to her written book reports, and she would mark them up with check marks and highlights. Years later, we realized that the marks were a ruse because my mother was illiterate. She had only received a 3rd grade education. Although we had no money, between the covers of those books I could go anywhere, do anything, and be anybody. When I entered high school, I was an A student, but not for long. I wanted the fancy clothes. I wanted to hang out with the guys. I went from being an A student to a B student to a C student, and I didn't care. I was getting the high fives and the low fives and the pats on the back. I was cool. One night, my mother came home from working her multiple jobs, and I complained about not having enough Italian knit shirts. She said, "Okay, I'll give you the money I make this week, scrubbing floors, cleaning bathrooms. You can buy the family food and pay the bills. And with everything left over, you can have all the shirts you want." Well, I was very pleased with this arrangement. But once I got through allocating the money, there was nothing left. I realized my mother was a financial genius to be able to keep a roof over our heads and any kind of food on the table, much less buy clothes. I realized that immediate gratification wasn't going to get me anywhere. Success required intellectual preparation. So I went back to my studies and became an A student again. Eventually, I fulfilled my dream. I became a doctor. Over the years, my mother's steadfast faith in God has inspired me, particularly when I had to perform extremely difficult surgical procedures or when I found myself faced with my own medical scare. A few years ago, I discovered I had a very aggressive form of prostate cancer. I was told it might have spread to my spine. My mother was steadfast in her faith in God. She never worried. She said that God was not through with me yet, that there was no way this was going to turn out to be a major problem. Well, the abnormality in my spine turned out to be benign, and I was able to have surgery for the cancer, and I am cured. My story is really my mother's story. A woman with little formal education or worldly goods who used her position as a parent to change the lives of many people around the globe. There is no more important job than parenting. This I believe. Of course, Dr. Benjamin Carson is the director of pediatrics. At the time that this was written, 2006, right? This was before his political career or his time as the head of the Department of Housing and Urban Development under President Trump's first term. But at the time of this writing in 2006, he was known as the Director of Pediatric Neurosurgery at the Johns Hopkins Children's Center. His expertise includes separating conjoined twins, doing brain surgery to control seizures. A scholarship fund that Carson founded has helped some 1,700 students through college. His mother is retired and lives with Carson and his family. I think that's great that he was able to take care of her, because she certainly took care of him and inspired him. Yeah. So who is that in your life that believed in you and pushed you and saw the whole of the moon, saw the possibilities that you could not as a child? It's natural as a child that our vision is limited, right, to ourselves, right? But if we're blessed to have a parent like Carson's mother, or a father figure, or a teacher, perhaps, someone who sees possibilities in you beyond what you see yourself. And of course, as a follower of Jesus Christ, I believe that God is the ultimate parental figure, right? God is the perfect parent, the one who made us, who knows us inside and out, and who sees the best that we can be Jesus said in John 10:10, I came that they might have life and have it abundantly or more full, to the fullest. That is reaching potential, right? Living to the fullest is reaching the potential. So God sees the whole of the moon. God made the moon. God made you and sees in you what you can be. All right, folks, have a great day today. May you find peace and purpose in this day. Thanks for being here and sharing. Good morning, Emma. All right, take care. I'll see you again tomorrow on Thursday for another Morning Watch.